And we are live. Good evening, hello everybody, and welcome to Forever Sports. It is a late one tonight with Ireland versus Argentina kicking off in about 15 minutes still. So if you're in South Africa, it is almost 10 o'clock at night on a Friday night. So some of you might be getting back from the jaw, back from the pub. Some people might be having a quiet Friday night in. And wherever else you're watching, it could be a pleasant 8 o'clock if you're in the UK, for example, or very early in the morning. I'd imagine if you're over there in New Zealand and the likes. In Argentina, time has been Argentina now, probably about, I'll be during the day, probably about afternoon actually. It's not too bad if you're over there. But welcome to the stream, and we are kicking off our weekend of Autumn Nations Series action with a very interesting clash. Ireland versus Argentina, which, you know, a couple of years ago would be probably a one-sided affair, given where Argentina was and given how good Ireland were. However, on the back of a very average performance last weekend, if we're going to be brutally honest, from Ireland, as well as a very good performance from Argentina, this could yet be quite a good clash, and two very good teams being named with not too many changes coming from an Irish perspective, and an Argentinian side with Thomas Albanese at the 10. Take the wheel. What a Rugby Championship he had at number 10. And Felipe Contepomi is making this Argentinian side a very, very good one to watch. So hopefully we're in for a good clash. And welcome to it, by the way. We've got a poll running in the comments. Let me know who you are supporting and what the vibe is. Let me know where you're watching, for example. If you have a score prediction, throw out your score prediction. We still have plenty of time to really build up towards this game, which should be hopefully a really good one. I did not wait up, you know, to watch a runaway game. You know, that's that was not the plan of action. The plan was to hopefully watch a really good competitive game of rugby, and I really hope in less than 50 minutes time we're going to get just that. But only time will tell. I think if Argentina starts well, then I think we could be in for quite a cool game. If Ireland start well and get a couple of early tries, Argentina, unfortunately, as a team, have been known to sometimes implode. So let's hope that they don't do that, and instead we see a really, really cool game. But let me know who you're supporting as well. As I said, that is the poll currently running in the comments. So yeah, let me know what the vibe is and what you are thinking in terms of clashes to watch, for example, and you know, players to watch out for. Personally, I'm very much looking forward to the center combinations. I really enjoy watching Lucio Cinti and Mattis Moroni do their work, and always good fun to watch that. I think as well as Thomas Albanese, just the way he was cooking during the Rugby Championship. I'm hoping we're going to see something quite special tonight, because I'd love to see the Argentinian lads go and give Ireland a really, really good go, because it's a good side. And I think under Felipe Contepomi, they're going to be having very competitive. What's quite interesting, as I was looking earlier on at Rugby Pass, says who will win, and Ireland only had 61% of the votes, so half and half scarce over there. And you know, the funny thing is, the last time I saw this Argentinian side was obviously when they lost to the Springboks. The last time I saw Felipe Contepomi, he actually stormed out of a press conference after being asked about going and chatting to the referee. So interesting times, very, very interesting times, and we will kick off in about 12 minutes time. So we'll go through the teams very, very shortly and have a look at some of the matchups. I think that the front row should be quite an interesting one, and then the back row, I'll tell you what, some quality players on display here. But before we do that, as I said, please go get your votes in. We've got almost 75 votes, 75 votes heavy here, and Ireland at the moment with 51% of the support. We do have quite a big Irish contingency here on the channel, so they do seem to be here in their numbers. And let me know. So I want to see some score predictions. What are we thinking here, people? Where is this game going to be won and lost? And are we in for a close game? Are we in for a bit of a runaway game? I think if Ireland get going, they could put in a big score. But if Argentina start off well, you never know. I don't know if this is me trying to just sort of speak a competitive game into fruition. Maybe I'm dreaming here. Maybe I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself and asking too much. But I don't see why this Argentinian side can't give them a go. I'll tell you what it is, and I've been saying this for a while. It is time for Argentina to start living up to their expectation. You know, they are no longer a minnow side. They haven't been for a while. But I get frustrated because I look at this Argentinian side from a talent point of view and ability point of view, and They've had a few World Cups now where they're getting to semi-finals, quarterfinals, and it's time for them to start taking their seat at the big table. If they were to win tonight, they actually go to third in the world from a world rankings point of view. So that's how good of a side they really are. And I just don't think at the moment we look at them as a top 3 side in the world. Because sometimes I think that they themselves don't treat themselves like a top 3 side in the world, where they've got the capacity to capitulate and lose to in Australia, for example, and they'll go and beat South Africa. So it's such a frustrating side because they continue to be so inconsistent. And if they can find that consistency, then I think they can become a really, really top side. And I don't think they're far away from being that top side. So earlier Settler was asking, well, the game is not at 10, it's at 10 past 10 if you're in South Africa. And glad it's saying either by 21 or 16 points, going with a big Irish win over there. So right now, Argentina currently sit in 5th on the world rankings. They're up from 6th. And as mentioned, if they were to beat Ireland today, they could go up to 3rd, which would be an all-time high for Argentina. It would also be the first time we would have seen 3 Southern Hemisphere sides occupy the top 3. I think it was 2021, I think it was, when I looked at the world ranking permutations. It would be then South Africa, New Zealand, and Argentina. But that could actually change tomorrow if France were to do the business as well. So the world rankings could change quite a lot this weekend because we've got 19 out of the top 20 sides all in action. And quite a lot of movement potential, especially at the bottom side of things with Fiji, Australia, England, Scotland. Not a lot separating those sides. So there could yet be quite a lot of movement throughout the weekend, which is always fun and exciting. Stuart's gone with Argentina by 4. So we finally have our first bold Argentina predicted win, which I like. I'm all for that. I'm all for it. Let's go and be bold. Let's be brave about this. And how was your guys' Friday nights been, by the way? I had a very, very relaxed evening. I went for dinner with a bit of family. I had a lekker pizza. I had a beer as well. Just sort of winding down on a Friday, which has been, tell you what, it's been a long Friday. It's been a long week, to be perfectly honest. And I'm very excited for some rugby, just to sort of settle into my rugby. We've got so much rugby to watch. Tomorrow, obviously, South Africa versus England before New Zealand versus France. I don't think the golfers are going to be very impressed with me being live for like 2.5, 3 hours, finishing at 10 and being like, sup, put the raggers on because you got New Zealand versus France and we're not missing that. So as long as they understand this, then it's fine. Young Hugo. HB Hugo's gone with Argentina as well. Going Argentina by 11. So some very interesting predictions coming into it already. We have got 100 votes asking who are you supporting. I'm going to finish that poll up in the next few minutes. So I want to get a poll out about who you think is going to win. We have just crossed over to the Aviva Stadium. There is Julian Montoya. I want one of these. The Argentina kit is the best in the world. Can we all just agree on that? This jacket, I need one in my life. I also need a jersey in my life. Also the training jersey. And have you seen the away jersey? I want to see if I can actually find this jacket, because this jacket is gorgeous, by the way. Also, speaking of very nice kit, I've actually got no rugby kits. You know that I've got an Italian jersey. I've got a old French jersey, not old, like 2015 type vibes. I've got a Racing jersey. I've got Stade de France and a Lyon training top. Pop that, and then I've just got 3 more jerseys. I've got to broaden my horizons, and this navy Argentina jersey with the gold badging. Oh, it's yeah. Now I've got to start branching into some more Argentina kits, to be honest, because I've always said I like the Argentina kit, and I've just never actually gone in to go and get it. So I need to actually sort myself out and get myself sorted, because the Coq Sportif are doing the business with this Argentinian kit. But I tell you what, as I say that though, Ireland have got their whole sort of heritage kind of jersey vibes going. Also, very, very cool. Very cool logo. And I need to get myself one of those as well, because that also looks pretty mint. But I'm going to close the poll now. I want to close with 5 minutes left of the match. So we've got 1 minute for you to let me know who you're supporting. And then we're going to go into a poll in terms of who do we think is going to win, as the Aviva lights up the full marching band there for the various anthems. And you can usually tell, I mean, it's an interesting thing. I wonder if the bookies look at it. You can always tell the type of performance you can come to expect from an Argentinian side from that national anthem. When you start seeing Julian Montoya shouting out, when you start seeing tears in some of the players' faces, then you sit there going, right, you start putting a bit of money on Argentina, because they're a team fueled by passion. And here comes the Argentinian, and Thomas Casual with his no neck, short buzz cut. I mean, I wonder if he's ever actually had hair. When he starts getting going, it becomes a dream to watch. Is the reality? Anybody know where I can get this Argentina jacket? Need to get my A into G and start getting some merch. It's just so expensive at the end of the day. But we've got 5 minutes left, so I'm going to call out that poll. 121 votes, and I don't think I've ever actually had a 50-50 poll. Well, apparently Argentina getting one more vote, getting 50% to Ireland's 49%, which doesn't actually add up to 100. It never seems to do. I mean, the YouTube algorithm, for all that's amazing, can't do simple maths. But the other poll I want to do is who is going to win? Who do you think will win this clash? Very simple. Argentina or Ireland or a draw. Now, we actually put this out to the public earlier as well. I actually wanted to go and see what the results of the earlier poll we did on the channel and see what we actually did in the community tab, and I'll be interested to see what the final... We had 283 votes. Argentina actually got 60% of the votes, and which I think is wild, by the way. Absolutely wild. Let's go to some of the comments over here. Andre says Argentina 21, Ireland 19. Oh, a nice little 2-point clash there. Craig Morgan says Ireland by 15. Saying Argentina is brilliant, but Ireland are number 2. Yeah, look, I do think a lot of people are forgetting how good Ireland have been over the past few years. It's not a bad, rousing rendition of the anthem there coming from Argentina. Now we'll cross over to Ireland for their anthems. Plural, they do too. I think last weekend they weren't particularly good, but I think we're forgetting this is a side that fronted up and were very good against the box, beat the box in that last minute a few months ago, and have been consistently the number 1 side in the world for a while. So there's obviously a lot of recency bias, and I think last weekend's performance was not particularly impressive, and I think as a result, people are forgetting how good this Irish side are when they turn it on. But let's wait and see, because I think that they're going to come out with a bit of a point to prove. Also remembering this is the final series that Andy Farrell will be in charge of the side before he goes and officially takes up the mantle of British and Irish Lions head coach, which he will begin. I think it's in December. I think his contract officially ends, or begins rather. Tiana saying, I'm more German than Irish. Arg's all the way. Man Africa says Argentina by 3. Argentina also once again dominating the poll. I think we all just love our South American, Southern Hemisphere neighbors, don't we? As Africans, look, to be fair, we could have a lot of Irish or a lot of Argentinian people in the comments. We generally don't, though. We don't have the biggest Argentinian selection. Somebody earlier was saying that they're not a fan of either of Ireland and Argentina. I was just wondering, how can you not be a fan of Argentina rugby? Surely they are everyone's second team. Like, as soon as I'm not supporting the Springboks, it's Argentina. I love Wales. Scotland are a fun team to watch as well. That's kind of always my go-to, So, like tomorrow, I find it quite interesting trying to decide who I want to win between France and New Zealand, because New Zealand's obviously the big mock rivals, and so I have struggled to support them. France stole the World Cup from us. We did done them out of the World Cup, though. But traditionally, I've always enjoyed watching France. The Dusatoir era, for example. I remember watching that 2011 Rugby World Cup final. I think that was a big moment for me too, in terms of loving watching rugby that didn't involve my teams. Before then, I mean, I would have been 15 at the time. Yeah, so before then, you would have grown up, and I would have watched every single Springbok game, and I would have watched other games. I would have watched every single Lions game. But at 15 years old, watching two teams that weren't my teams and going, this sport, this occasion, this type of performance from Dusatoir, this makes me passionate as a rugby person. Winter Weaver says, Argentina turns up and remain disciplined. They win by 3. If not, they lose by 15. I think that's actually a very, very good prediction. There is that potential. Argentina pitch up and play well, they can win this game. If they're the ill-disciplined Argentina that we often know that they can be, they can get pumped quite easily. So it's always about, and that's what I was saying earlier in terms of the inconsistency of Argentina as a rugby side, because we just don't know which Argentina is gonna pitch up, and I think it's down to Felipe Contapone to make them more consistent. Even if they don't necessarily always find that big result the entire time, you don't want to be this Argentina side which will beat New Zealand one week and then get pumped the next week. try and rather make them a side which might lose to New Zealand 2 weeks in a row, but within 5 points each time. They're consistently going the distance and making it difficult for teams to beat them. That's where I think this Argentina side needs to become. A little bit like Italy, who I think on their day can push teams quite far. But if they don't rock up, they're going to get pumped like Argentina, by 40, 50 points. And I think that Italian side can become a top 6, 7 side in the world. I genuinely can. I watched them play last year, and there's a couple of special players in the Italian side. And again, for me, their job is to become harder to beat. But like Argentina, harder to beat. They've always been a very, very good side, and an attacking side. They've always been an exciting attacking side. But they can always be a side that can sometimes be very easy to beat. And I think that's the mission that Argentina are on at the moment. Tian saying, I do love the Irish Together Standing Tall anthem. Find myself singing it in my car as a Springbok. Well, to be fair, I think a lot of South African schools often actually have adopted that and sort of tailor-made it to themselves. Craig saying they can't afford to get any cards, then Argentina will be right there. I think you're pretty bang on here, Craig. It is about the discipline there from Argentina. And maybe it becomes a bit old, when you start saying Argentina bad discipline, because they have gotten a lot better. But every now and again, that ugly discipline, ill-disciplined side does raise its head. Oh, well, as I said, that was a bit of an early, almost an early mistake from Argentina. We do have kickoff, by the way. Jean Kuzmalia almost fumbling it under the high ball. Oh, Thomas Albanoz's first kick is charged down. And they go back to Oviedo, who, by the way, is a tremendous rugby player. We'll go through the lineups in a bit. I actually got carried away with chatting about all of this. We didn't actually talk about the lineups. But we'll talk about them in a bit as soon as Argentina do manage to successfully exit. Almost two early mistakes here from Argentina. And Berthano is going to go back to Albanos, who can't make any more mistakes. It's charged down once again, by the way, into the hands of James Lowe. Absolutely terrible from Thomas Albanos. Now Mac Hansen with a bit of space, popping up to Josh van der Fleer. All the things we spoke about from Argentina, they've done everything that we spoke about they shouldn't be able to do. James Lowe now taking into contact. Turnover boy as Gibson Park goes to Ty Burn, pops it up. Nice physicality there coming from Joel Slavi and Thomas Gaujo. Now the ball at the top to the right hand side. Hugo Keenan steps back inside. Ireland on the front foot early on. Captain Doris. Short pass to Josh van der Fleer. Nice tackle though. Good physicality here from the Argentinians. Jack Crowley goes to Kelleher. Brought down is Robbie Henshaw. Bit of space for Captain Doris on the wide. And that ball eventually go into touch. No, it's been kept in. Knocked on. Shirley says the ref says no. Argentina to come away with it. Quick ball here. He didn't really know what he wanted to do there, did Pablo Matera. He thought about kicking it, he thought about passing it. Eventually took it into contact. Bertrand now goes to Albanos. Wants to keep it alive. Kick him behind. And Hugo Keenan there goes inside to Jamison Gibson Park. Fires out to Kellen Doris, but it's a good read coming from Jean Cruz, Martin Gonzalez, one of my favorite players. And now Mac Hansen back. So it's a good tackle, though, for Mac Hansen. And we're 2 minutes into the play. We've actually had an opening phase of 2 minutes. We actually haven't had a stoppage yet. Crowley, and that's a bit of a loose pass. I tell you what, bit of space here. He needs a bit of support here. Does Bautista Delgado. He's still going for, that ball's been knocked backwards, but could be into the path. Argentina are over. Matias Moroni is over. Absolute disaster of a pass. I actually don't quite know what's happened here. How have Argentina played so badly, made so many mistakes in such a short space of time, and then managed to score a try? And Ireland, yeah, we're gonna have to have a look here. There will be. I don't think this try is going to stand. I think there will be far too many potential issues in the build-up to this try. I'm pretty sure I saw a knock on from one of the Argentina players. There must be something here. I'd be very surprised if this stands. Yeah, this is where I want to go back to, because I think it's Rodrigo Isgo. So that ball's lost forward initially from Crowley. Oh, I think we're looking at foul play here, actually. Oh, no, we're going to go all the way back for head-on-head contact. The ball gets dislodged, and Matias Moroni goes into the tackle and nails Jack Crowley. That's going to be turned over and going to be a penalty all the way back for Ireland inside the 22. That's very frustrating. It could be a yellow card, to be honest. I know there's going to be mitigation because that ball is kind of a bit everywhere. Oh dear. Oh dear me. After all that, I'm interested to see what the referees have to say about this tackle. Yeah, it's head-on-head contact, so we're going to look at a penalty minimum, whether he's going to get a card, and what color card. Then we wait to see. Yeah, it's going to be a yellow card, yeah. Upright in the tackle. It's actually the try scorer, ironically. Matthews Moroney thought he was over. The try had initially been awarded. It's going to be chalked off. Then they come back and look at this. It's now actually been an island penalty inside the 22. And we're going to have a check here at the bunker. I think there might be enough. It was quite a change of angle from Jack Crowley. He was kind of standing up in the likes. So I think there'll be enough mitigating factors to get that down from a yellow to, from a red down to a yellow. But that was, what did we say? Can't get cards, have to be disciplined. And they've gone from scoring a try to going back to foul play, conceding a penalty, and now Ireland will be able to kick to the corner with one man down for the next 10 minutes to get Argentina. The margins are so small when it comes to international rugby, and this is where we talk about games being won and lost. As Crowley goes to touch. Big opportunity, a big defense needed here from Argentina because they concede here as Kelleher comes around the corner, looking really good. Is Kelleher just short? Far too easy for him to find the space. They cover quickly. Good tackle there on Kalen Doris. Got the timing really right there. I think it was Albano's actually. No, it was Isgro. Big defense needed here for Argentina. Comes to Gibson Park. Goes to Crowley. Crowley's got options. Goes myself over. And that is so weak. And that's everything we spoke about that Argentina can't do. They just did in the last 5 minutes. Conceded a penalty, got a yellow card, poor defense, and Ireland conceded for early. Could score early. And you can see Matthews Moroney's head's down, and it should be down because they could have been off to the perfect start, and instead they're off to the worst possible start. And this over here, Jack Crowley steps inside. Oh, it's poor defense. So poor. Lucio Cinti. But he's the one he dummies. Yeah, Scudgel comes up too quickly. Steps inside. Lucio Cinti can't stop him. And over Jack Crowley goes for the first try of the match within 4 minutes. That's so frustrating. The game of margins. We talk about the game of margins as Jack Crowley adds the extra 7 points to 0 after 4 minutes and 10 seconds. And Argentina down to 40 men for another 8 minutes. 8 and some. It's a good kickoff, good kick chase though. Ty Burn does well underneath it though. So Ireland have retained possession. Well outside the 22. They've been quite short at Argentina. But it's spaced on the right hand side. Lots of space on the right hand side. Need a shift here to Argentina. And Panamaterica can't make the tackle. Eventually it's brought down by Isgro. But Ireland already back inside Argentina defence. That's a good tackle on Andrew Porter. Crowley, and that's the narrow defense from Argentina. Now they sort of try and shift wide. Good tackle that on Ty Burn. They very intentionally leave that space out wide to Argentina. Oh, a bit of a ball gone to nowhere there has Ty Burn. And Gary Ringrose is run over one. Gary Ringrose is burst through. Has he got the pace? Steps back inside. Eventually brought down with Thomas Albanose right on the doorstep. Gibson Park. Long pass to Ty Burn. Inside ball. Try number 2. Dear. Yeah. We called it. Recycle back to the pre-match show when we were having the chat and some of the comments about it. And we said if Argentina start well and are disciplined, they'll be in this game. If they start badly and they're ill-disciplined, they can be behind quite quickly, and they could be 14-0 within 7 minutes. And this will be so good. Gibson Park, long pass out wide. Ty Burn probably could have gone over, to be honest. Very unselfishly, just pops it back into Mac Hansen. And Mac Hansen says, thank you very much. Appreciated by the men on the bench. But, yeah, I thought in general that was really poor from Argentina. And Crowley makes no mistake. 14-0 in less than 7 minutes. Don't cry for me, Argentina, huh? And Mattis Moroni must be absolutely seething because he knows how much he's stuffed this up now. Felipe Contiponi will not be a very happy man right now. Alright, the restart this time to the left-hand side, and it's actually dropped, knocked forward, turnover ball. Best thing Argentina need to do now is a quick try, is to really try and hit back. If you get a hit back with an early try, then for example, you can try and get back into the game a little bit, but they need to find a little bit of inspiration, yeah. Nice carry there from John Kuzmani. They do have ball in hand. Shots outside the 22 Argentina. Let's see what they can build over here. Not too much space. Solid work there. Good leg driving. That's Oviedo. In fact, I think it was actually Guido Petty. And then they lost it forward. Ah, come on, man. Wake up, you lads. Oh, well, then Kalen Doris has pulled it forward very, very poorly. So that actually made the Argentina knock-on look quite impressive. Very relaxed looking Andy Farrell. I mean, I think most coaches would be when you're 12-0 up. Oh, that was 12. I'm pretty sure he nailed it. I thought that he was good from Jack. I looked good. Must have then stood from the right on the right-hand side there. So 12 points to 0. Yeah, I mean, the freeze frame between the split screen of the two coaches. Andy Farrell looking very relaxed, and Felipe Contiponi is looking very pissed off with life. I'd also be pretty pissed off with life. He spent the entire week comparing about, this is where we can get into it. This is where we have to be disciplined. This is where we have to be good. And within 6 minutes, you're 14-0 behind with the man in the bin, and you're going, well, thanks, guys. Glad we spent a lot of time working on this just for us to just throw it around and give them an easy start to the game. So it isn't actually a feed to the scrum. That's interesting. So I think it was actually stolen at the breakdown. So Kalen Doris knock-on was the only knock-on. I'm pretty sure I thought forward. But anyway, what do I know? So scrum over here for Argentina. If they can score off the back of the scrum, I suppose make it a 5-point game. More to the point is that they can run this clock down. Still 3 minutes left with that yellow card from Mattis Moroni. Decent scrum then. Oviedo comes off the back there. He wants to go to run by himself. Good carry from him. Good work there from Albanose. Ball available for Bertino. Big thumping hit on Martin Gonzalez. Wasn't really expecting that. Matera now trying to get back on the front foot as Island drive. But a penalty advantage here for Argentina. A bit of a free roll of the dice here. Question is, what can they conjure up? Trying the offload and the tackle to Casual, but nothing there. Right, decision time here for Julian Montoya. Does he take the points? Wind that clock down another minute. Get yourself down to 9-point deficit. Still got plenty of time. Got 70-odd minutes still to go. Or does he really back his team and go for the line? And say, let's try and get a try here. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Okay, so it will remain a yellow card. I thought there would be enough mitigation for that to be the case. So Moroni will come back onto the park, which is good news for Argentina. If that was a red card, then game over, really. I don't think it was ever going to be a yellow card. I mean, a red card. I saw enough mitigation there. And what I said is law, really. They are taking the points here, by the way. Tom Salvanor is called for kicking team. So he'll try and pop this over and get them on the board. And as I said, main thing is to try and get that that yellow card down, which will be less than a minute now. Yeah, no issues there. Does it very well. And there'll be just 45 seconds left on the yellow card by the time they restart. So not bad game management from Argentina. Nice to be able to come back in and second time into the 22, get some points. Right, to the left-hand side goes Currie. Well taken by Petty. James Lowe got on the inside. This could be turnover ball here for Ireland. They desperately try and rip that ball, but I don't think that ball's going to come out. It doesn't even turnover ball. Poor. Didn't protect the receiver at all, and James Lowe managed to get inside and win that ball back. So again, you go and find 3 points, get yourself some momentum, cool, and then you go and concede. Turnover ball basically. It'll be a scrum for Ireland in a very, very good position. Put them right back on the attack, and you can't go penalty, concede a try, penalty, concede a try. Mathematically, it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. Right, so first scrum for Ireland put in over here. It's pretty impressed with the free kick. It's Currie taking it from James Gibson Park. Pops it up to James Lowe, but leaves it behind. So turnover ball here. Knock on advantage for Argentina. And Batista Delgado does very well to draw for a couple of players, but they do have knock on advantage at the moment. Now Gajo. Big hit on him. Albanose on the left-hand side. Doesn't get charged down this time. Down the center of the park, and Hugo Keenan does well to scramble back. He's got James Lowe with company. He's looking to run here as Hugo Keenan. Sees a bit of space as well. Good tackle coming from Oviedo. And Lucio Cinti. Now Kansas stepping inside of 1. Good scramble defense this time from Argentina. On the team line, moving forward here. Finley Beadham gets his first carry of the day. Available for Gibson Park. James Lowe, first receiver. He's going to pops it up. Gary Ringrose runs down the angle. Doris now. Crowley pops up to Beadham. Good hands from Ireland, but well defended so far from Argentina. Porter this time. Pip and go from Joe McCarthy. Pops it up to Yamsi Gibson Park as well. Pops it up to James Ryan. James Ryan up towards 22. Now space at Crowley looking for options. Long pass sideways towards Robbie Henschel. Robbie Henschel goes flat to Tyburn. Right against the touchline. Oh, has he got that down? Has he got that down? He's over the try line. I don't think he's got that down. Not with the way he's celebrating. I think he's lost control of this over the try line. If it's a disaster if he has scored this. The scoreboard records he has, it hasn't been awarded yet, so Flash Score needs to relax a little bit. See, as he tries to free his hand over there. Yeah, it's clear separation. Doesn't get the ball down. So that will not be a try. It'll be a knock-on. Argentina living on thin ice at the moment. Very, very thin ice. Goal line dropout is the call from the referee. That looked menacing. Very, very menacing. When you see Tyburn running down that touchline, yeah, it makes me nervous, to be honest. Very interested to see what that British and Irish Lions side is going to look like and where Tyburn's going to play. For me, he has to play. I'll be interested to see if he plays in the flank, if he plays in the second row. And which of the other nations loose forwards get in there? I think Jack Morgan, if he gets back to full fitness, could be back. It could be in the mix. I think Ben Earl, playing the way he's playing, could be in the mix. A couple of very interesting selections for Andy Farrell to make in the British and Irish Lions next year. Well, they make it competitive to Argentina, and they do. Balls going everywhere. Eventually win it back. John Martin Gonzalez pops up to Matera. That's nice hands. Albanor seeing a bit of space. Goes to the boot. Back is Crowley. Lets it bounce. Goes back to the 22. Wants to run it, though. Bit of space here for Crowley. So Ireland up towards the own 10-meter line. Gives the puck, goes to the right side. Mac Hansen, long pass out wide. Kellen Doris finding a bit of space. Argentina do like to leave that little bit of gap. And good pick up that time from Andrew Porter. Ball available for Gibson Park. Referee says use it. Right, Mac Hansen will give chase. I think it's Malia underneath us. No, it looks like Thomas Albanor actually, but the ball's gone forward from an Ireland hand, so it'll be an Argentina scrum. Getting back into this at the moment, Argentina starting to settle in. I mean, Ireland definitely still looking the better side, but slowly starting to get a bit more consistent at the moment. Argentina a bit more organised, I think, is the main thing. Looking back at that scramble defence, does really well. Yes, Thomas Albanor actually, and Max Maroney, who just, and then Jean-Cruz Malia comes towards the end just to disrupt them. There's more potential foul play. I don't know if this is going to be Argentina again, or this could yet actually be a Ireland player being accused of foul play. I think we're looking at a croc roll potentially, yeah. Yep, that's Finley Beaton. I think he could be in trouble here. I think Finley Beaton's going to be in trouble here. That looks like, for me, it looks like a pretty textbook croc roll. Grabs him and he's putting him over. Yep, that's a yellow card. I'm actually going to start setting it up already for Ireland. Yeah, right. Well, there we go. So we're talking about ill discipline. Now Ireland are going to concede a penalty and a yellow card. Right, Finley Beaton goes to the bin. Ireland now down to 14 men, and it's going to be checked as well. We saw Scott Cummings red carded a week ago in this England versus South Africa game for a croc roll. I think that's worse. So I think that I'll be very surprised if that's not a red card, to be honest. Right, decision time is Albanor's going to take the points. Yeah, they are going to take the points. Yeah, straight to the pole, says Julian Montoya. Not going to mess around here. Take the 3. Get themselves within 6 points. And a very interesting decision to come. I think it could be red. To be perfectly honest, I think this is very much in red card territory. Thomas Albanor, what a revelation he's been at 10 this season for Argentina. Since there's an opportunity for Argies to score, well, to score some points here, is first up here with the first 3-pointer. Let's see if he can nail it. Should be nailing it. Any international fly half should be taking these 3 points, and he does. Right, Argentina get themselves back in the game. 6 points to 12. Ireland down to 14 men until the 27th minute at least. And personally, I think we will see a potential red card here. So I said, do you agree with the croc yellow card? Yeah, I do as well. I do. I think it's very, very dangerous. I think we've seen some horrendous knee injuries come from it. So I'm glad they're starting to stamp it out. And again, it'll be an adjustment period. There'll be lots of cards for it in the next few months. And the idea is that slowly over time the behavior will change, because it has to change, because we can't have people doing croc rolls. And some of the, I mean, Ronaldo Bothma, Namibian international, he posted the video of his croc roll that finished his career. He tore ligaments in his knee and he never came back. That was his career done from a croc roll. So that's how dangerous it can be. So I've got no issue with it as a yellow card. I think it's good that they're policing it. Much better restart this time from Argentina. And Gonzalo Bertrand lifts it high in the air. Not too many chases there for Argentina. Nobody really seems... It's going to bounce. And Hugh Keenan under the pressure matches Moroni. That was bizarre. Nobody seemed to want that. Nobody in Ireland wanted it. Nobody from Argentina wanted it. Yeah, Josh van der Fleer now. Former World Player of the Year. To the left-hand side to Ryan. Not too many options. Goes himself. And penalty for a tip tackle. I don't think it was that bad. So I don't think it'll be anything more than a penalty. Montoya and Oviedo, the guilty parties there. What a player Oviedo is. I tell you what, I could watch him play all day. All day. Jacqueline Oviedo, and many, many years ahead of him. Just 23 years old. You got John Martin Gonzalez, who I think's 24, if not also 23. So you got these two, yeah, 24, and they'll be there for many, many years to come. So yeah, you've got Pablo Matera, who is eventually moving on, but you've got options. You've got options. Not to mention the likes of Marcus Kramer, who's not even hit 30 yet, so he can come back. We always had good news for us though of Argentina. Right, iron down the 5-meter line. They go to the front of the line. It's a bit of a messy line out. And has lost it backwards. Gibson Park under a bit of pressure. Pops it up to Robbie Henshaw. Really good Argentina pressure as well. Big counter coming was for Argentina. Come on, get through, lads. Get through. Ireland do secure, but that was very good intensity from Argentina. Now McCarthy in the midfield. Behind the 22 now. Ireland having to rebuild. Kelleher knocks back. Pops it up to Gibson Park. Pops it to Robbie Henshaw. Shows and goes himself. Into the side in the place of Bandiaki. Crowley, good pass there to Porter. But a good tackle at him. Well, he's still going, actually. Good leg drive from Porter. Now, well, Crowley punches the drop goal. I think he's nailed it, He has nailed it. I'll tell you what, that's pretty impressive. And he also, he looked actually off balance. And that's so good, because you just gone down to 14, for example. You just made a bit of a hash of the line out, and not much on. You say, well, let me have a crack. And that's a good 35 yards out, 35 meters out. That's a really, really good drop goal from Jack Crowley. Okay, an HIA here on Thomas Gajo, I think, is what the referee seems to be indicating. Have we got a decision here on the card yet? See, I'm very surprised that remains a yellow card after Scott Cummings was upgraded to a red last week. That's a horrendous restart as well. They let it bounce. Ireland just look... Something's off. Something's not quite right with this Irish side at the moment. Isn't it? There's an accuracy over there I haven't ever seen for them under Andy Farrell. And they go for touch off the back of that. I show it to give me 2 seconds. Let me quickly sort something out on the studio. We'll be back in just a bit. Right, apologies for that. Just sorting a few things out, but we've got a couple of changes here, and on comes a couple of changes here for Argentina. By the way, Gino Montoya is off, as well as Thomas Gajo for Ignacio Ruiz and Ignacio Carlos. I'm entirely sure what's going on here, and obviously there's been a change with Thomas Clarkson coming on with for Strauss van der Fleer, but that's because obviously of the yellow card. So I'm not entirely sure what's happened to Gajo. I think had an HIA. I'm not entirely sure if Montoya is the same vibe. So I'll try and find out over there. Right, Currie is high in the air on the right-hand side, just past the halfway line. McHanson goes up and knocks it backwards. And it falls back to Hugh Keenan, who's well spin away. McCarthy, I was about to say, it looked like obstruction. It was obstruction. Penalty for Argentina. As I said, there's an accuracy about this Irish side all of a sudden that we haven't seen, and unless they fix it, they could be there for the taking if Argentina starts to actually put their socks start playing some rugby. And I think the points here are Argentina. Contemplating looking a little bit more relaxed about life. I'm going to try and find out what's happening with Julie Montoya. Julian Montoya. That's been absolutely nothing. That doesn't help me at all. Twitter, you are hopeless. Absolutely hopeless. Another good kick there from Thomas Albanese, and Argentina once again back to 6 points behind Ireland with 15 minutes. This is 15 minutes left to go. Yeah, so I should probably go back to the right view. Thank you for doing that. That was what I was trying to fix, by the way. It was the scorecard and everything just wasn't really working at a stage, but now we're back and we're all good. So Finley beat him, getting ready to come back on, and the score was basically, well, I think it was 1, 2, 3. So yeah, so we're back within 6. He went off when they were 9. So the difference is 3 points of the other card. There is still another restart that he will miss though. As Currie gets back underway. The left-hand side once again. And it's been taken brilliantly by Hugo Keenan. He's so good under the high ball. Trinidad boy Gibson Park goes to I'm hearing. Killer here. Gibson Park, quick ball looking for options. Goes to Ty Byrne. Gibson Park now. Killer here. Crowley. In behind goes to Robbie Henshaw. Now to change direction to the right hand side. Mac Hansen cut up pass towards Henshaw up towards the touchline. Good defense from Argentina. But into the 22, looking ominous here. Good hit that on McCarthy, just slowing things up a little bit. But still front foot ball here. Keenan first receiver. Keller here goes himself. Nice solid ball carrier. Up to 10 phases now, Iron. James Lowe gets involved. Driven back well. As the park goes to his right. That's a nice big tackle on him. Good physicality this year from the RGs. Robbie Henshaw. Good tackle on him as well, coming from Isgrove. And then coming through from the side and playing the scrum off. Silly. And that's very Argentina, isn't it? A couple of really nice tackles, really good work, and then just that small moment of not being patient enough coming through the side. Conceding a penalty. Very, very poor. And I'm just trying to sort out a scoreboard here quickly. And how's that? It's a bit better. It's a bit bigger. Big, more defense needed here from Argentina on the front foot as Finley is back on the park and take away the yellow card. Gives the park looking to try and use it. They're 2 minutes out. Does use it. Goes to Ringrose, the first receiver. Quick ball here from Gibson Park. Swings it back to Kalen Doris. Wasn't really expecting it was Kalen Doris. We haven't seen much competition at the breakdown yet from Argentina. They haven't really committed too much. I think they've actually yet to win a turnover here as we approach the half-hour mark. On pass towards Ty Byrne. Fighting hard in the tackle. Gives the park to the right-hand side. Just from the flare, just back on the park. Short to Ty Byrne. Good tackle that came from Argentina. Good discipline here as well from Argentina. No penalty advantage or anything. Drag Crowley. 2 miles. There goes to Ringrose. Ringrose, that's very well done by him. Swings a dummy and turns around. Makes a yard or 2. Gives the park. Now goes to Doris. This will be turnover ball. It is turnover ball here, by the way. Ball's come across Argentina's side. Under a bit of pressure here. Need to try and get that ball down and make it available. Ball is available. That's really, really good work from Argentina. It's a long period of defense that they've had to defend. Going to go for one phase over here. Try and get go to Gonzalo Bertino as well as Thomas Albanos at the bottom of the rack. And another pick up and go. Ball now available for Gonzalo Bertino. And he will find touch. Not the best touch finder, but they'll have a bit of a slight reprieve. Boyd Bennett saying, made the Southern Hemisphere kick the best team in the world, but, well, they're technically a third best team at the moment. They could actually down to fifth if they were to lose this game. So lots to play for from an Argentina perspective. The good news for Argentina is that Junior Montoya is getting a bit of strapping on his head, but he will return. Not entirely sure what's happening with Thomas Gauge. In fact, is that not him in the line? Does he come back on? Oh, it's a horrible... Well, actually, I thought it was an Argentina line for a second. Oh, straight through goes James Lowe! Just short. And McCarthy over. Oh, Argentina. Don't cry for me, Argentina. How was it that easy for James Lowe to just cut straight through the defense, hot knife through butter stuff, and then popped it straight to McCarthy? Yo, somebody needs to slap that kid. The kid looks cuck annoying. No, gentlemen. No. Inside ball there from Robbie Henshaw was really good, and unfortunately, Pedro Rubiolo, guilty of ball watching there, completely watched him completely stroll ahead of him. And a bit of applause there from Andy Farrell. The kick from Crowley is good, I think. They panned away from the camera before they could raise the flags. $22 points to 9 with 7 minutes left on the clock. If Arsenal want to stay in this game, they have to find a try for half time. No more penalties, need to find a try. I said it's the problem, they're taking the penalties and Ireland scored 3 tries. And the Masters won't, you won't ever catch up if you're taking a penalty for every one of their tries. So I think going for the penalties initially wasn't a bad idea, but I think now they've got to start being a bit more aggressive. Oh, that's phenomenal. Julian Montoya, he's such a good player. He read that like an absolute book. As soon as Gibson Park moved, he was on like a flash. He's hammered Gibson Park. He's timed it so well. Got Thomas Montoya. And he's looking at the referee the entire time. Oh, the awareness of the knowledge of the game there. He looks at the referee, he says, hey, 1, 2, like, he needs to get this out, and then times it, and hammers Gibson Park, knocked on forward, scrum Argentina on the 22-meter line. Brilliant work that from the Irish captain, the Argentinian captain. So we're saying, well, I'm going to go back to the first place about the block. If they win the block or lose, correct. But we do have to lose. So it is kind of in our hands. I don't know if it's... I think if we fail to win, actually, I think we still go down. Opportunity here for Argentina. Just over 5 minutes left. On the 22, on the far side of the field. The full right-hand side of the field ready to work with from Argentina. Big shot coming from Ireland, but they do manage to get it up. And Bertino goes to Matthews Moroni, pops it up to Lucio Cinti, who breaks one tackle. Then Josh van der Fleer steals it. Mac Hansen comes away with it. Mac Hansen swings it across space here for Ireland with the counter-attack. James Lowe's going to go to that left boot of his. Straight into touch. Not the best kick that from James Lowe. And also, I think that was actually carried back, given the fact that they lost it forward. No, it actually would have been inside the 22, to be fair. So it wouldn't have been carried back, but it's got straight into touch there from James Lowe. So they get off lucky there, Argentina. They'll have another line outside the 22. So line, good work there. Ablosh goes short to Pablo Matera in the midfield. Eventually works his way down. It will be slow ball from Argentina. A lot of bodies for that ball to try and get through. Gajo, by the way, back onto the park for Argentina. Inside ball there. And he has to jump over a player, does Rodrigo Isgro. Not the best option there. Now Rubiolo picks it up off the ground. Pick up and go from Thomas Gajo into 22 Argentina. Another pick up and go from Oviedo. Almost getting through. Another pick up and go this time from Julian Montoya. Just sucking in a lot of Irish defenders. This time, Pablo Matera hit back by Joe McCarthy. Trying to try and vary the attack a little bit up here for Argentina. Show and go from John Martin Gonzalez. Pick up and go from Gajo, keeping it very tight here, Argentina. Another pick up and go. That's a good one there. Almost to the back of Julian Montoya. I mean, I reckon we've had a good sort of almost 12 phases. Just pick up and goes. This time Montoya pops it up. Penalty advantage as well for offside, I think is the call. Ball available there. What could Bertino now is going to throw this to Albanos. Mateus Moroni gets away from one and then loses it four on the ground. Actually, Lucia Cinti on it. I'll go back for the penalty. Go to the corner, people. Go to the corner. You've got to go for the try here. 7 points. 22 points to 16. Make it a 6-point game once again. Just stay in the fight. Just over 3 minutes left to go. Kick to the corner. Take the line. Try and find a try here. Back yourselves. Back yourselves. Yep, they do go for the line. That's good. That's the right decision. It is the right decision. Bandiaki watching on. Not selected for this week's clash. Oh, gee, it was a year ago. He's probably one of the best. He was probably the former player of the year of the World Cup last year. What an absolute phenomenal campaign he had. All smiles over there, and I think he'll be a certain on player in the British Irish Lions squad. Centers will be interesting. I think you're going to see Tupolotto. I think you'll see Hugh Jones. You probably have to see a Bandiaki. After that, I'll be interested to see. Are you going to see? Don't think you'll see any of the Welsh centers. I personally would look at Robbie Henshaw, such a reliable player. And obviously, Andy Farrell knows all his Irish players. But very interesting what that British Irish Lions squad's going to look like. He's not a stranger to the British Irish Lions, is Andy Farrell. He was on the tour to New Zealand, was Australia. He gave the Hurt Locker speech. Oh, I'm going to charge it down the left-hand side. Or the right-hand side, rather. Let me get my left and right. And he bounds over James Lowe. Argentina 2 meters short here. Pick up and go. Good work there. Another couple pick up and go. Just discipline needed here from Argentina. Penalty advantage once again for Argentina. What can they conjure up? They're going to look to try and go wide here. No, back down the right-hand side. They're just short here. Oh, Los Pumas. John Martin Gonzalez trying to free up his hands. Desperately trying to work his way over. He'll be held up, I reckon. Yeah, they'll go back for the penalty. To the corner they go. So it's the SA versus Wales this weekend or next weekend. Do we get points for winning or only the team we are playing against in the top 10? Yeah, we won't get anything from that Wales game because the margin will be too great because they'll be way down below us. So that'll have to depend on what's happening elsewhere in terms of the points. If we beat England tomorrow, I think from my understanding, we should be alright. Because I think if you look at the fixtures, New Zealand... Who did they play in that last week? I want to say it's Italy, yeah. So they also won't have too many points to get an Ireland as well. Good line up that. They play against Fiji. So yeah, if we win this weekend, we'll finish the year on top of that world rankings. Anyway, Bertino now goes. Albanors. Oh, I tell you what, I don't know how he's managed that. Is anybody there on the bottom of the ball? Oh, has he lost that forward as Hugo Keenan? I think it was a penalty advantage. I tell you what, Thomas Albanors does very well to get himself out of the tackle and still managed to get the kick away. And I think Montoya is saying something to the referee, saying, listen, ref, there's been quite a few penalties here. Yeah, I think it's a final warning there for Caelan Doris before a yellow card potentially coming in. Another yellow card for Ireland, just out of ill discipline. And this will be the final player of the day. It's a great take from John Martin Gonzalez. They just throw him up there and Ty Berg coming off the line there, just impeding him. So once again to the corner they go. Yeah, Smurf, it's not really about being in the top 10. It's about how many points there are between you. So, for example, look at the world ranking points. So, yeah, we're coming in 92, where we play against Wales. Or if we say we were to play against, for example, Fiji, there's 12 ranking points between us. So, it's more about how many ranking points there are. They're playing a tap and go here, by the way, of Argentina. That's not the best result. Parliamentary gets hammered in the tackle, but they do have the ball still. I think they're looking for the drop goal here. No, work towards the right. Montoya goes to Oviedo. Spins away from one. Still going to Oviedo. I tell you, this kid is talented. 2 meters out show, Argentina. Pick up and go. Rubiolo. Big counter coming from Ireland, but the ball is available for Bertino. Oviedo runs to his own player. And then knocked forward. That's so annoying from an Argentina perspective. And James Ryan, they'll be able to recycle this as Kelleher will just send this back to Crowley. Crowley puts this out into touch. Half time, 20 points to 9. If Argentina had scored there, they would have gone to half time with momentum. They're not out of the fight, but that was a big moment not to score. Anyway, people will see you very shortly for half time. Don't go away. Please do smash a like on the video. Over 150 people watching. Just 23 likes. When I get back from half time, I'd love to see us sitting close to that 50 likes. And also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Welcome to the community. We'll see you in a bit. Right, we are back for the second half, and Argentina trailing by 13 points. So 20 points to 9 as they get the game back underway. 3 tries from Ireland, as well as a very impressive drop goal coming from Jack Crowley. For Argentina, all their points come from the boot of Thomas Albanese. They were very, very close to getting a try towards the end of that first half. Not able to get over the line. I think that was a very big moment in the game. I think if they had scored before half time, reduced the deficit down to 6 points, which they had done a couple of times, I thought they would have gone to half time with momentum and would have been, looking really good coming second half. Now I think it's quite a big mountain to climb unless they can get an early try here in the second half. Didn't play badly to Argentina, but that first 7 minutes killed them. They were 12-0 down after 6 minutes. Oh, that's a horrible kick from Gonzalo Bertino. It's gone straight up. And it's done very well to come back towards Argentina players with Pablo Matera shifting off to the left-hand side. Very, very nice work that's been done by Thomas Albanese now. But yeah, I mean, that first 6 minutes, yellow card, 2 very, very soft tries. But not Bertino over the space. Julian Montoya steps back inside. If there's anybody else, he could have put the entrepreneur's on, but Montoya's not going to outsprint too many people in this Irish side. But much better work this time from Argentina. It's finding a couple of gaps in this Irish defence. But yeah, that's the main thing. When you're 12-0 down after 6 minutes with the yellow card as well, it's a long, long game ahead. Oh, inside ball to nobody. But backwards is the call from the referee. Not to the right side. Hands, yeah, bit of space. Coming back inside is Baptista Delgado. It's all floated away to Julian Montoya, who went off for a little bit in the first half. It's a nice little dummy there from Bertino, almost going through. Josh van der Fleer and Ty Burn aware to it. The rest of the Irish defence had already set off for the rush defence. Go through the phases here, Argentina. Good ball retention so far. Now with a ball outside of it, with a space. Sinti eventually brought down Mac Hansen, making a few yards. Past Timmy along. Very nice work this year from Argentina. Slavi now. Pablo Matera. Good handling right up against the touchline. There's not enough space to... and then he gets ripped in the tackle. And then thrown out. I'm a bit confused to what the initial thing is. Is it a knock-on or is it the tackle? What's the chat? I think it should be an penalty, actually, is the call for not releasing the man when his knee got to the ground. So a penalty for Argentina. Go to the corner. You have to go to the corner. You can't take the threes here, boys. But that's a nice pass to play from Argentina. Very, very good ball retention. I'd love to know how many phases that was officially. And Jean Cruz Malia will look to find touch. It does find touch start at 22. Quick straight over through the hands and then knocked forward by Kelly here. I thought it was a double knock on, actually. Knock on advantage here for Ireland. So frustrating. They almost like they rushed that line out to Argentina. And Crowley now will have time to find a decent clearance. Looking for touch. Will find touch. I reckon they'll take us quickly. No, they won't, actually. Very nice touch find off Jack Crowley. He's put Argentina all the way back inside their own half. And that's a lot of momentum that's just been lost from the visiting side. He's had a good game tonight, though, Jack Crowley. Come under a bit of scrutiny of late, but tonight looked very, very settled. Very nice drop goal. Been very impressed with his work so far. We go short this time to Argentina. Now Albanese to Matera in the midfield, fighting hard in the tackle. Bertino goes back to Albanese in the pocket. He goes to the boot. Chase on here. And it's rocked on here from Keenan. So knock on advantage here for Argentina. Quick ball needed from Bertino. Argentina doing very well to get some nice possession here. But what can they do with it is the question. Joel Slavi, that's a nice carry from him. To the right-hand side here, Montoya. Albanese see a bit of space. Pops it short. Very nice run by Jean Cruz Malia. With options, look at the pace. Oh, I tell you what, Jean Cruz, oh my goodness, that is phenomenal. That is absolutely phenomenal. Well, Jean-Cruz Manley, I was just looking around saying, where's the support going to come from? He says, I don't need the support. Goodness me, that is phenomenal from the fullback. The pace, the step to get it behind, and then he just burns James Lowe. That is sensational work from the Argentinian number 15. Goodness me. Thomas Albanose saw the space. He asked for the ball there, pops it up, bang, straight through the gap. 1 tackle missed, 2 tackle missed. Steps bang inside of Mac Hansen, and he's got the pace to get away from James Lowe. James Lowe's got to make that tackle. 4 defenders he beat in that space of time. That is brilliant from Jean-Cruz Manley. And if there's ever a moment that's going to pick you up as a team, it's a moment like that. Take a bow. Goodness me. And Argentina, kick to come, back in this game. No issues there. Albanose right in front, and he pops it over, and 20 points to 16. It's been a good game. As I said, if it wasn't for those 2 early tries, this Argentina side could be well in this game. They're not out of it, but just still a mountain to climb, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, a little bit of individual brilliance just goes a long way. Goes a very long way. And Cecil Board, James Lowe comes back with a look to try and make amends. I'm back on the front foot here. James Ryan, that's a great tackle on him. I think it's opposite number. I think it's Rubiolo. Crowley now, see a bit of space. Goes to the cross kick. Strange touch. Good pressure here from Argentina. Just got to keep that up. Keep forcing the issue. Keep forcing the mistakes. Just stay in the game for as long as possible. Now, for example, you get a penalty, you can take the points, get yourself within 3. I said that a nice early try would do wonders for Argentina, and there it is. So, game officially on. Right, up and under here from Bertino. Israel gives chase. Ball comes backwards, I think, off... I think it was Mac Hansen who's... And pick it up and go here from Josh van der Fleer. Getting away from one. Sinti's going to have to come across. Good carry there from Gary Ringrose. Ireland with possession on their 10-metre line. Ball over the top from Dempsey Gibson Park. He saw a bit of space, but well cuts out. Now Jean-Cruz Mario steps inside of Dempsey Gibson Park. Who takes the tackle. There was a push, so there's a penalty advantage for Argentina. And no advantage to go back for the penalty. Momentum is definitely shifting towards the visitors. The question is, can they make it count? You can see James Lowe just pushing. Oh, we got to come on there. I think that is Gonzalo Garcia's on. So Bertino has left the park. So first tactical substitution for Argentina. For Ireland, no substitutions just yet, apart from that early one when Josh van der Fleer went off because we had to bring our tight head after the other card to Finley Beedham. Great line being run there from Matthias Moroni. Short, just right up against the touchline. Penalty advantage for Argentina. Charles Slavi now. Now Jean-Cruz Malia. Thomas Albanose still penalty advantage for Argentina. If they score here, And a yellow card for Joe McCarthy. Big moment in the game this over here. Argentina under a lot of pressure. And take the points here, as they probably should. I think this is an interesting moment in the game here. And they take the 3 points there. Right, there we go. Argentina back in the game. And I shall return very shortly.